So what we need to do when it comes to bad habits is to make it hard. What we've got to do is we've got to remove the cue. In other words, the first thing that triggers your habit is the cue or the prompt. You know, when you're wanting to lose weight and you drive past McDonald's and you're hungry and you see those golden arches and it triggers something in you. That's the cue. The cue isn't standing in a queue. The cue is seeing something and it triggers a thought in us. And there are 4 cues that we can recognize when it comes to being most vulnerable and giving in when those temptations start. It's these 4 here. It's when you go to certain places. It's also certain times of the day when we're more vulnerable. Often for me, that's last thing at night. There are certain moods that make you more vulnerable. And also, it's certain people that when we're around, we always end up doing the same thing. The thing which we want to stop doing. The Bible says we need to walk with the wise and become wise. For a companion of fools suffers harm. In other words, the people that we spend time with will affect our lifestyle. It will affect our choices. So we need to be wise in who we invest time with. So we need to watch our cues and prompts that leads us towards the habit. And then we need to distance ourselves. Don't even, what did the verse say? Just go on to the next one. Don't even think about it. Don't go that way. Turn away and keep. Do you know what your cue is? Is it a time of day that you automatically start thinking of something? Is it a mood? What's your cue? What's the one thing which starts to set you off and so that you find yourself giving in? The second thing we need to do is to interrupt the action. We need to break the pattern of behavior by putting barriers in the way. Asking for help is never a sign of weakness. It is not. It's always a sign of wisdom. Because you and I can't do it on our own. We can't break these addictions. We can't break these habits, which is why we need to be asking for help. So if you're struggling, don't lose heart. Don't give up, because it's not all down to you. It's allowing God to work in and through you as you submit to God. Your part may well be to remove the cue, to recognize when you're most vulnerable, and to stay as far away as possible. And you might need to interrupt the action of taking drastic action. I think that's really wise advice. But the great, great news is that Jesus, who is perfect in every way, he understands because he is tempted as we are. But he had the power to overcome, which is why I want to live with Jesus' power in me. I want to know his strength working through me. And he loves you more than you will ever understand and know. Because he came for people who struggle with bad habits. He came for the broken. He didn't come for the righteous, but he came for sinners, the Bible says. That he came for those who were lost in life and wondering what direction they should be going in. And Jesus died in our place for those wrong habits, those bad habits. And he rose again, and so that his life can live in you. And we can know that we're children of God, loved by him. We can know the strength of Jesus' power in our lives too.